पिछले 2 दिन में जमा किया, डॉक्टर से जमा किया। पिछले 2 दिन में डॉक्टर जमा करेगा। अच्छा जी। इसकी वाइफ मुमताज की मॉम। आपको नहीं?
हाँ, मुमताज की मम्मी है।
और सरपंच साहब आएंगे, मैं तो बैठक से अपना साथ में
मैं जमात करने 2 दिन से
बैठक की और कल ज़्यादा संडे मंडे। अनिल शर्मा जी, थैंक यू सो मच। आज आज पता नहीं, इसमें मेरा फेसबुक से आ नहीं रहा, ऊपर से ही चल रहा है।
हाँ,
मेरा फेसबुक से आ नहीं रहा, पता नहीं
क्या नहीं आ रहा?
फेसबुक
क्यों?
मैं वहाँ चल, यहाँ पे मैं पता नहीं कि मैं टेबलेट आ नहीं रहा है, आना जाना कर रहा है। हमसे मत पूछो कैसे मंदिर टूटा सपनों का, हमसे मत पूछो कैसे मंदिर टूटा सपनों का, लोगों की बात नहीं है, ये किस्सा है अपनों का। कोई दुश्मन किस लगाए, नया भी जज कौन आएगा? नया जज कौन आएगा?
वो आया ना सलमान।
सलमान कौन है? सलमान खान?
नहीं, ये आया।
नहीं, जज कौन आएगा?
नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक
नहीं, वो लोग क्या पता नहीं, सुधर को समझ अभी बाकी है ना।
लेकिन अभी इतना तो
तो मेरे सोनाक्षी सिन्हा जब आपको सारा नहीं ना होता है, सलीम बच्चन का वाला है। सलीमा करमाली, महमूद, थैंक यू सो मच। ना जाने क्या हो जाता, जाने हम क्या करते। पुष्पा, पुष्पा। ना जाने क्या हो जाता, जाने हम क्या कर जाते, पीते हैं तो जिंदा ना पीते तो मर जाते, दुनिया जो प्यासा रखे तो मदिरा प्यास बुझाए, मदिरा जो प्यास लगाए उसे कौन बुझाए, उसे कौन बुझाए। जैसे नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब, इंडिया अली भगत, मैं आपका होस्ट जलाल, आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर। गाइस, आप सब सुन रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं सलाम नमस्ते कैलगरी ऑन रेडियो सुर सागर इन कैलगरी। अगर आप एडमिंटन में तो रेडियो सुर सागर इन एडमिंटन। मेरे साथ मेरी को होस्ट सलमा जी आ चुकी है। टाइम को है 8:38 राइट नाउ, और इंशाल्लाह हमारा आपका साथ रहेगा रात के 10 बजे तक। सलमा जी कैसी हैं आप?
जी, सबसे पहले हमारे सब सुनने और देखने वालों को बहुत सारा
पंकी
सलाम,
ध्रुवा जी,
नमस्ते, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, याली मदद एंड गुड इवनिंग। उम्मीद है कि आप सब लोग अच्छे होंगे और यहाँ पर भी सब अच्छे हैं। और उम्मीद है अच्छा मौसम आजकल जा रहा है तो आप
जी
लोग
जी
एंजॉय
जी।
कर रहे होंगे और सब अच्छी तरह से, क्योंकि कुछ पता नहीं है कि क्या मौसम हो जाए, तो आप
जी
खूब अच्छे से एंजॉय करिए। और उम्मीद है कि आपको हमारा पिछला वाला एपिसोड अच्छा लगा होगा और इस दफ़ा भी हम आपके लिए कुछ अच्छा सा एपिसोड लेकर आए हैं और उम्मीद है कि आप सब लोग को ये भी पसंद आएगा। तो हमारी जो गेस्ट हैं वो आ चुकी हैं, तो हम उनको अब इनवाइट करेंगे कि वो आकर हमारे साथ शामिल हों और कुछ अच्छी और कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट बातें हमें बताएं। तो हम उनको अब इनवाइट करेंगे और उम्मीद है कि आपको पसंद आएगा। तो जलाल मेरे ख्याल से उनको बुला लेते हैं.
जी जी of course. Yeah, Nina ji, you can come, please. Yeah. आपने अच्छा आपने समझ आप जो वेदर का बोल रही थी आई थिंक वो सुना है कि फ्राइडे को शाम को आई थिंक लाइक लाइट फ्लोरीज और अपना वेदर जो चेंज हो रहा है.
जी.
हेलो शलीजा, थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग अस एज वेल शलीजा मुर्जी. तो अभी जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे कि ये जो अपने फ्राइडे को अपना गीत गाता चल एक बड़ा ज़बरदस्त हमारे अच्छे दोस्त आसिफ जेरिया जो उनका उनका कॉन्सर्ट है जो होने जा रहा है एट पॉलिश कैनेडियन सेंटर. पॉलिश कैनेडियन कल्चरल जी. और फिर नवंबर 3 को जो अपने दीपावली फिएस्टा जो कि हमारे लास्ट वीक जो आए थे राकेश जी रॉक जसवाल एंड जी शमा कपूर श्रीकांत जी, तो उनका जो इवेंट होने जा रहा है वो जो कि अपना रमाडा में है और दैट्स कॉम्बिनेशन बेस्ट कॉमेडियन एंड बेस्ट डांसर. तो ये सैटरडे को है. तो टिकट्स आप हमें फ़ोन कर सकते हैं और वी कैन गेट यू जो है इन टच विद द ऑर्गेनाइजर्स. तो इंशाल्लाह और अभी और भी अच्छे प्रोग्राम होने वाले हैं. 23 तारीख को एक्ट्स ऑफ लव का जो है मंजीत एंड वीरेंद्र सेठी वो अपना गज़ल का लाइव प्रोग्राम करने वाले हैं. वो दैट्स अ चैरिटी. और फिर November 25 को रूपी सचदेवा नाउ शी इज़ बैक इन द बिजनेस अगेन. वो एक जो कव्वाली का बड़ा ज़बरदस्त शो करने जा रही है. तो वो हमारे शो पे आने वाले हैं अगले 1-2 हफ्ते में. सारे गेस्ट उन्हीं के शो को प्रमोट करने के लिए होंगे. तो उनसे वो अभी तो बहुत सारी बातें होंगी उनके बारे में.
जी.
तो जी सलमा जी.
जी हमारी गेस्ट जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं हमारी
हेलो
गेस्ट
मिताल
आ
मुश्ताक
चुकी
जी.
हैं. तो वी विल बी टॉकिंग टू हर के what
Get speakers
is-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think you're like company name. I mean, says it all. And like first of all, we have Nina Raj from the Get Speaker now. And thanks for coming. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me here. It's been really a pleasure. I was looking forward to that.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, because we've been trying for a while.
Yes,
So finally,
Finally.
all the horses are in the race now.
right.
So how are you doing?
I'm
Everything
doing
good?
wonderful, yes.
Yeah. How was the Diamond Jubilee?
Diamond Jubilee was amazing.
Amazing. Lifetime experience.
Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime.
Once exactly.
Yes.
Did you go Portugal?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
did-
yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. She was gone too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was an
Oh, nice.
experience.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was,
that's
yeah,
right.
it was mind-blowing, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you are here, and of course, first of all, like, what is a Get Speaker now? What is that?
Yeah.
So thank you for asking. Get Speakers Now is a platform,
Okay.
and what we do is we give a platform for old and new speakers
Okay.
who probably don't have a bigger platform to speak at.
Okay.
So what we do is we create events, and we have these speakers come in and speak, and we mostly speak on inner mastery, which is personal development.
Okay.
And what we also provide is we provide training for new speakers. We polish them up. We give them all the necessary tools that they would need for the trade. For the older speakers, we provide them networking. We provide them connections to parts of the world that they would otherwise not have. So it's really a platform that brings in a whole lot of speakers. We've got a lot of speakers under our umbrella, and we just finished an event a couple of weeks ago
Right.
at the Coast Plaza.
Coast Plaza, yes.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, how do people find out about you? Do you through word of mouth, or through you have a website, or how do people find out that you do these things?
So we definitely have a website, getspeakersnow.com.
Okay.
And we also have a lot of connections, like we're very well known in the US, and now we're establishing in Canada.
Okay.
And we've already got events set up for Dubai and Portugal, and we've got events set up for Toronto, and we've got a youth mentoring event that's going to come up next year. So we're going to put a call out for people between the ages of 18 to 25.
Okay.
Maybe they're not even speakers, and that's okay, because every person has something unique to offer.
Okay.
So if they have something that they've inspired other people or they've overcome challenges, that's who we want, because peers listen to peers.
Right.
So if we can take their raw material, help them develop it into a message,
Okay.
put them into an event where other students or other people, young people who are facing challenges, can listen to their peers and see how they've overcome it and be inspired by that.
Okay. Just now you said that you're having event in Dubai and Toronto. So when you say you are having an event, is it a organized event that where already the people who know how to speak, they speak on certain topic, or like for me, I didn't, so I want to know more
Sure.
about it, yeah.
So what happens is that
Yeah.
we do have some speakers who are international speakers.
Okay,
Some of us had to go and do the qualifications to become an international speaker.
okay.
So I'm pleased to say I'm one of those
Oh,
speakers.
great.
And so what happens is the core speakers are going to go,
Mhm.
but each place that we're at, we give room for a couple of new speakers of whether they are from Dubai or Portugal or Canada
Mhm.
to come on board.
Okay.
We work with them, we polish them up and put them on the stage. So they're speaking with seasoned speakers, but we give them all the tricks of the trades and they learn to start their career that way. Whether they want to become a speaker or not is irrelevant. They can even just maybe do a one-time thing where they've inspired people.
Mhm.
Maybe it might be something that they've always dreamt of doing once, and we allow them that. The event that we had here, we gave a chance to Shabu Hussain,
Yeah,
that everybody knows is
yeah.
a hero,
Yeah.
is our local hero.
Yes.
But he's been on the speaking event, but he's mostly a lecturer. He's
Mhm.
not a speaker.
Mhm.
So what we did was we took his core message, worked with him to make it into a speaking event.
Okay.
And he was very well received at this
Oh,
event.
nice.
So we're very pleased, and he was so amazed as to
Yeah.
how that same message was presented in such a different way. And he had so much confidence that he was able to build through that. So we were very pleased with that. And so that's what we want to do with the young mentors.
Mhm.
Whether they have speaking background or not, it doesn't matter. We can take anybody and bring them up to speed.
Okay.
And again, in different countries, we're going to allow some local people there to come up.
Okay.
So tell me, how long you been doing this?
Oh gosh, well, I've been a speaker for 20 years.
20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in the States for a number of years.
Right.
I was also a speaker in Vancouver for a number of years,
Wow.
and now I'm in Calgary.
Right.
Mhm.
So then, of course, you've been, like you said, 20 years. So then,
Mhm.
where do you see the most, you can say, weakness in young students?
I think with
What are those? Yeah.
with the young students, what we see is the challenges that they face with stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stress management is like a big thing.
Right.
And peer pressure. That's
Mhm.
another area that we find that our students are really facing that situation. And some people, and we can understand that this is a norm in our society, not now, is a lot of students from single parent families. So the parent has to work long hours and they cannot give enough time to the child. So they hang around with their friends, and so the friends have a lot of influence on them, good or bad, they have that. So they sometimes do not know how to handle that.
Right.
So we're able to work with these young people and be able to make them see the strengths that they can pull up with
Mhm.
and how they can overcome that. One of the things that I also do is I go to the local juvenile detention center here,
Okay.
able to work with young kids who have got themselves into a little bit of trouble,
Right.
and show them a path out.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I used to do even in the States, where I was actually not a volunteer as I'm here,
Yeah.
but I was actually working with the facility
Mhm.
to be able to help inmates work their way out.
Oh, okay.
And so we were able to do that, and we do that with a lot of soft skills.
Mhm.
Because a lot of soft skills, for us, we grew up with those skills, but we
Mhm.
didn't just call them soft skills.
Right.
We were just told, like the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt
Right.
not cheat. Well, those are all part of soft skills.
Mhm.
And so we didn't know that that was the word.
Mhm.
But a lot of kids today don't have anybody giving them those value skills.
Mhm.
So we find that once we start working with them with values, suddenly their life starts to change.
Mhm.
So we're able to impact them in that way.
Mhm.
But mostly, of course, we're developing speakers.
Development speaker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how much, when we hear the kids having speech classes,
Mhm.
right? Lots of kids have that.
Mhm.
So how much that is important for students to go into speech classes, because some kids cannot speak like they want to be a speaker or they want to speak as in debates and things like that. So how important it is, and at what age we should start encouraging kids to get these classes?
Well, when you say speech classes, a lot of people might misunderstand that,
Okay.
because speech classes is mostly for people who have got speech impediments.
No, I
Okay.
meant
So if people are going into learning how to become a speaker, I tell you, the earlier the better. It's just like swimming, the earlier the better. They start developing, because one of the things, in fact, people have said that one of the biggest fears they have in life
Right.
is speaking.
Speak, of course.
So if that is the biggest fear, it is impacting their self-esteem, it's impacting their self-confidence.
Right.
So if they can start early, they start developing that confidence of knowing that they are good, because each one is unique.
Of
And
course.
our idea is not to make each one like the other. They have a unique ability and they have a unique set that we want to develop that set uniquely. And so once they realize that they are special, the confidence goes up. So much changes in their mindset that, they don't get taken in by wanting approval of their friends and then get caught up in the peer pressure and get caught up in doing things they should not be doing, because they're always looking for approval. This way, they start feeling self-confident, they know they're valuable, they know they've got something to offer. Suddenly they become the leader instead of the follower. And that makes a huge difference. So I definitely recommend that the younger they start, the more confidence, because in the early stages, they're not becoming a debater. In the early stages, you're just building their confidence and showing them that they are unique, they've got value, they've got something special in them, and that they should look at it as something that they should be proud of.
Okay, nowadays, of course, if I just take an example of our South Asian community, okay, because we know our kid goes to school, come home because they are busy working, or mom is busy working, then why do I put into that program? All right. But as you said, so you get of course, so then you help child to find more skills in the child, the one they don't know, or maybe the parents doesn't know. So how do you talk to parents? Because they're the one, you have to select to them, then kid will come, otherwise kid won't show up.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we've been successful is when we've had events and we've had younger people come in, suddenly they see the value, because we also talk there about what is happening with these children, how they started, what was their journey all about. But on the other hand, when we talk about South Asian families or even general public, we pay a lot of attention to math, science, English, and all of those things, because we look at that as wanting to pass our education. But what we don't realize is that we have to have a balance in life, and as much as this type of education is important, this is even more so, because after school, this education is going to keep them maintained.
True.
And this is going to give them success. So, math and English and science, I'm never going to put it down, because I think that's equally important. But I tell you that if they don't develop this side, even though they will be number one in school, they'll still have self-esteem issues. They will still have those nagging doubts about themselves. They will not be able to climb the ladder of success as equally as somebody who has built that within themselves. And we've seen differences in kids who have not done it and kids who have done it, and how they have gone and made it. You want to go into public service, you want to go anywhere, you will need to be able to sit and talk to people. Even if you're in management position, you have to run meetings, you have to do trainings, you still need to be able to talk.
That's right.
So if you don't have that skill developed in you, then you're going to be one of those people where we say he's such a poor manager or he's such a poor leader, because he doesn't have those skills.
Yes.
And it affects your business or your work.
Yeah, even though if you, let's say if you have a master's degree, but doesn't mean you can do anything you want, right?
Exactly.
You have to have those skills to kind of manage any project.
Absolutely. So these school skills will give you perhaps a job. All right. But these skills will give you success.
Yeah.
So now, you got to know that you got to balance both if you want to succeed in life. You got to have the school skills, but you also have to have success skills.
Mhm.
So then there will be a question from the parents who don't think that that kind of a thing is necessary, because they say we grew up in and we didn't do all
We
these.
didn't have those,
We
yeah.
didn't have all these facilities like providers giving us all these. So we did okay. So why then, see, these things will come up. So how do you sell to these parents can know now this is important? So how does that work?
Well, the thing is, every generation has had to move forward.
Okay.
And so what we grew up with cannot work for our children. We grew up without computers.
Yeah.
Well, we can't tell our children that you got to now, we did it without computers, so you should be able to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The way we went to school and the way they were teaching in school, where it was
Mhm.
so teacher-centered, was so different than today. It is class-centered, where everybody has a say.
Mhm.
All right. Whereas at that point, if the teacher told you to sit down, you just sat down. You didn't question.
Mhm.
So everything is changing.
Yeah.
And equally, what is changing is the way our jobs are based.
True.
And so, with our jobs the way they are, one of the things that they do right now, one of the things that I also do is I go into a lot of corporations and I teach them how to conduct interviews.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
So what happens there is we're noticing now that our interviews are changing and they're becoming more behavioral based interviews. So now, if our child does not have these success skills, it will show very easily in the questions that they're going to ask us and the way our child is going to answer.
Mhm.
And that is going to kick him out. Even if he was top of the class, he will still not get that job, because today the whole industry is looking for people who are team players, people who know how to work with other people. And so all those people skills are what is here. And so if they do not keep up with that, eventually they will suffer in their working life.
Yes. Yes. And of course, if you see those, we had the Amit Keshavi about 3 weeks ago about the Ivy League universities and those things. And that's what he said as well. Time is changing. You have to move forward with new technology and new interviews, new resume, how to write a resume. And whatever we did, parents are, it's done with it. But now, if you look at you can say the big name university, so you see the white people there than our own, in South Asian people. Because I think we are not taking seriously those things. That's why we are behind.
Yes.
And the one you teach, I think this is kind of the side, you can say, skills.
Yeah.
That's what we are lacking in our kids.
One of the things that we believe in, and we've always believed in, is there is a quote that says that if an egg is broken from the inside,
Mm-hmm.
then life begins.
Yes.
If an egg is broken from the outside, life ends.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Wow.
what happens
Very
is
well.
that if we have to work in our mind first.
Mm-hmm.
If the mind is developed, then your life begins.
Yes. Yes.
If your mind is not developed, then the society is going to teach you very hard lessons
Mhm.
from outside, and that's
Mhm.
going to break you as a person.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, when you do these success skills, when you do these soft skills, when you work with your inner mastery, when you do your personal development, this is when the egg is breaking from inside.
Mhm.
And this is where you are now developing and coming out and saying, hey, I can handle this world.
Mhm.
I can move forward. This is not something our parents had to deal
No,
with.
of course not.
So they cannot sit and say we were okay with what we did and our kids should be okay. This would be a very wrong judgment, because the future of your child depends on that.
Mhm.
And public speaking and public communication is so very important.
Mhm.
And so you have to be able to do it.
Yeah. If you want to move forward in life, because you have to take new challenges.
Absolutely.
That's the way to go these days.
Absolutely. Now imagine, Jalal, if you were scared to talk to people, you wouldn't be sitting
No,
behind
of
that
course.
mic.
Oh, I went through the hell, my years in telling.
And I think we
And
all
my
kind
wife always, put me pressure, say this, but I don't say those
Yeah.
things.
So, we all kind of stumble forward,
Yes, of
and we
course.
realize if we want to make their life
Yeah,
easier,
yeah.
then it's, you gotta spend a little bit of money to get a lot of gain.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And so.
Right, there are so many people are watching this. Nazreen Ali Bhai, Abdul Nabi, Irfan Sahib, thank you so much, Irfan Bhai. Mandeep, Salim Ali, Bob Chaglani, Farzan, Salim Dosa, Almur Jafar, Mamta, Zeenat, Shamsha, Asa, Shabir, Sarah, Mithal, Mushtaq, Shaliza, Dhruba, Parikti, I believe Salima, Muhammad Ganji, there are other names, the one, oh, of course, Shavi Singh, everyone else. Guys, thank you so much. And Sakib just joined as well. Sakib, wow.
Yeah.
Salma ji,
Yeah. That
what, this is the way to go, I guess,
Yeah.
because we see, it's like अभी आजकल life or students or university इतना competition है.
there is lot
If
of
you don't have a 90%, you cannot get into the good universities anymore.
Yeah.
So I think this is the way it teaches you a lot of things, how to manage your time, how to get your skills out.
And I'm sure that Amir Kasharji might have touched upon that, and he was at our event also. The thing is that one child finishes high school,
Mhm.
and before they get into the university,
Mhm.
they have to go through an interview phase.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is probably the most important
Yes.
thing for them.
Yes.
Just because they're number one in the whole country
Yeah.
doesn't mean nothing to
Nothing,
the
yeah.
university,
Yeah.
because they look at how you perform in an interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
yes.
what is an interview? It is your speaking ability.
That's right,
How are you
yeah.
going to sell yourself? How are you going to talk about yourself? What are you
Yeah.
going to say? And so that's why students, as early as they start, they will be prepared for this step.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So there's a lot of pluses for
Lot
that.
of pluses for
Yes,
that.
Absolutely.
Just amazing. Wow.
Yeah. And I think parents' role here is really important.
Huge.
So they are supposed to encourage kids to speak, and especially when you're sitting on a dinner table, all the kids should be encouraged to talk. And because some kids are not allowed to talk, they say, okay, they are overpowered by the parents. But I think it is really important that kids should be allowed to say and communicate and
Yes.
talk. And I think that only is a first step towards your confidence level.
Absolutely. But one of the things I've heard from parents is to say they don't need to take these classes because my child just loves to
Yeah.
talk. He talks to
Yeah.
everybody. He doesn't need these classes.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing about just talking, and then there's another thing about talking the way that you should
That's right.
and
yeah.
to make an impact.
Yes.
So
yes.
just liking to talk and not being shy to talk
Mhm.
is good, but it's not really everything. You
Mhm.
really need to know how to channel that talking energy
That's right.
the right way so that you make an impact on the other person.
Mhm.
And so that it's looked upon favorably rather than somebody saying, this guy's such a nuisance. So instead of taking that ability to talk and making it into a nuisance,
Mm.
we want to channel that energy and put it the right way so that this child is still talking,
Yes.
but is talking in a way where it's making impact.
Making impact. Very well
Yes,
said.
so
yes,
true,
yes, yes,
so
yes.
true. So then now we have said that how important it is to be this side of the soft skills. Now, supposing somebody approaches you and wants to contact you and say, okay, I want to build my self-confidence. So what is the first step he or she has to take?
So the first thing we do is we sit with the child and we sit with the parents, obviously,
Mhm.
if the child is a young child, unless it's an adult who comes to us.
Mhm.
But we sit with the parents, we want to know why the child wants to join,
Mhm.
what does the child see in it.
Mhm.
We want the parents to understand what this is all about and why it is important.
Mhm.
And then we want to set up a scheduling, we want to see what the child's schedule is. We want to set up the scheduling. We want them to know that one of the things we will expect from them once we start developing them is we'll put them in an event where they will speak
Mhm.
because we want them to have an impact.
Of course.
All right. But what also happens is that we want to be able to use the child's voice. And so what I mean is we don't want them to speak what we want them to speak.
Yeah.
We want to know what they want to speak and then we help them polish that up. So the child's voice is still in there.
Mhm.
What he wants to say. If he thinks I've done this and this has made a difference, or I've been able to help so many friends and this is how I did it, that's what we want to tap into because he can speak his story more better than we could speak his story.
Mhm.
But we also want to know at what level the child is
Mhm.
and what is it that the parents expect, how far they want to go with their child.
Right.
Obviously,
That's right.
either the child wants to become a speaker, or
Mhm.
maybe they just want to use it as building his self-confidence or self-esteem or whatever.
True.
So we know at what point they want to go. Then we've got other speakers that work with us. So the child is not exposed to just one speaker and one way.
Mhm.
They're exposed to a team of 5 or 6 speakers.
Okay.
So what happens is they work with 2 weeks with this speaker, 2 weeks with this
Wow.
speaker. So what happens, they start getting a well-rounded ability, because every speaker has their strength. And
Mhm.
we're able to impart a lot of different strengths for them. And of course, they have homework to do and all of that, but we keep in mind that they're in school and they have their school homework. So we're very mindful of those abilities.
Yeah.
But we work with them so that the child, we start seeing the improvement on the child. And every week, we want to see that child having reached a certain goal, and we set goals with them. And sometimes the parents want to be included in those goal setting, because they're very anxious and they're very, want to know that the child is not being given too much to do.
Right.
And sometimes the parents are enthusiastic and they say, yes, we're all for it, let's go, right?
Mhm.
So we want to work at their pace, and we take them step by step into the whole thing, but we sit down and start actually telling them first, before they do anything, is explaining to them why speaking is important.
Yes, that's the most important.
That is
Once
the
they
most
understand the
important.
philosophy, once they understand the need and how it is used everywhere, then they are less resistant, because they realize this is opening doors in every area of their life.
That's so
Mhm.
true.
So
Yeah.
once we work with them on the philosophy of why that is important, then we start showing them some people who have gone through that and what they have achieved, and then we take them step by step into that. So it's just,
So, if that person doesn't want to be a speaker,
Mhm.
then the first meeting and up to the ability to speak, what do you think in average, how long does it take?
Well, I tell you, we've had students who have really surpassed our expectations within 6 weeks,
Oh.
because they were just
Oh.
waiting for somebody to light a fire.
That's right.
Under
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then they just wanted somebody to believe in them.
Mhm.
And then we've had some who have taken, the average is 3 months, to get them off the ground to some place where we
Mhm.
say, yeah, he's now a lot
Ready.
more confident. Some people like to get to that intermediary stage, they'll go up to 6 months, and then there are those people who pursue it further. They want to really look at it as maybe a side thing they want to do as a speaker. They want to be able to pursue what they're doing, but this is also a passion now that they want to follow.
Mhm.
Wow, that's great.
So do you guys have a one-on-one session, or it's like a class you guys?
No, we
like-
have
like
one-on-one, because every child is so different.
yes.
And we don't, the reason why we made this concerted effort not to do it in a classroom,
Mhm.
because again, it's very shy for some students to
Of course.
open up
Right.
with their peers, and we don't want anybody laughing at another person
Yeah.
because maybe
Yeah.
they made a mistake or
That's
something.
right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that we want to keep the area very clinically clean,
Yeah.
so that the child has a chance to
Chance to
groom in
groom.
there. We don't want to put them in a classroom where they're going to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable with. Some student might be ahead of them, then they'll start getting
Right.
intimidated, and we don't want that.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
we absolutely work one-on-one with
Wow.
them.
Wow, that's a great thing, yeah.
Any website or any Facebook page you guys have?
Well, we've got our Facebook page of Get Speakers Now. We've
Yes.
got our website, Get Speakers Now.
.com?
Yes,
GetSpeakersNow.com.
GetSpeakersNow.com.
Okay.
And they can contact us. They've got our phone number right there.
Mhm.
Get in touch with us. We'd love to sit down with you, talk to you. Even if this is not something you want to do, even if you just want to get information, please.
So the consultation is free first?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome.
The first 1 hour we'll sit with you, we'll go through that.
Give you all the
Absolutely
details.
free.
then-
Yes,
then you
absolutely.
decide.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
And so,
Wow.
like I said, again, I really want to say that next, if there are some young people between the age of 18 to 25 looking to maybe hone their skills or get on an event, we're going to be putting a call out very soon for
Mhm.
next year. We're doing the event right here again at Coast Plaza.
Oh, is that right?
And we definitely want people to come on board and
When is that?
group them. Well, by looking at the age group of 18 to 25, we're looking at university students.
Okay.
So we have to be mindful of their scheduling.
Right.
So the earliest we can go will be May.
May.
Yeah,
Oh, is that right?
because till April they're in exams.
Exams.
So we'll go May, but by that time we will have worked with them slowly to groom them up. That's why we
True.
need to connect with them from now,
Yeah.
so we can work with them
Work with
slowly
them.
and get them
Got
to
it,
the point
got
where
it.
they're up there.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice,
Mhm.
nice, nice.
So these are the ones which are like
She's already-
students up to, what if older people like over 40 and
We
Yeah,
deal
if
with
they want
every age group.
you,
Yeah.
okay?
This is our event that's coming up, so we'll be grooming these people faster.
Yeah.
But somebody who wants to come on, we still have events coming up. We're gonna have an adult event again coming up, and
Mhm.
if somebody who's an adult who's coming on board, then we're gonna make sure we're grooming them for that
For
event
that
coming up, so
event.
that they will have a platform up there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so, and the topics chosen are by them, or you people
So-
give the topics?
No, so
Yeah.
what happens is that we go with, our general broad topic is shining the diamond in you.
Can you
Everybody
tell?
has something different in them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we want to know what it means to you as a person, and what you tell us, this is what it means, then we work with you on that. That what does shining the diamond in you mean to you? What does it mean to you? Some people might say it means that I have to, I have to become a better person. Or somebody will say, I need to develop my courage.
Mhm.
You know, that means his diamond. He wants to shine that diamond. So we work with that, and then his topic will be based on working around courage
Wow.
and do
Okay.
that. So
So
because we
it's
want
like
them to
this,
be comfortable with their topic.
There you go.
We don't want to give them a topic because it might not even mean anything to
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
So if it means something to them, we can work with
We
you
can
and say,
work.
all right, let's develop that, because that could be their signature talk.
Mhm. True.
Because every
Wow.
speaker has a signature talk.
Yeah.
And then they obviously add other examples in there, but they have a signature talk. So we want to develop their signature talk. And then they can always change the examples in there.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
This is great.
Wow.
This is nice. Yeah. I think.
Well,
Isn't it something amazing
I
that
know.
that everybody
I
can?
wish we were, हमने ऐसा कुछ किया होता सभी लोग probably
Trust me, we wish we would have started earlier too. But it's never too late.
It's
It's
never
never
too
too
late.
late. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
it's never too late.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Last message you want to give?
Last message I want to give is to say that, you know,
Hmm.
everybody has the ability to speak.
Yeah.
If they are given the right tools.
Hmm.
You know, most of us are operating with no tools. Imagine trying to fix a car and not having tools,
Yes.
right? We all have tools, we just need to know how to use them. And so what we do, our job is to show you the tools and show you how to use them. Once you know how to use a tool, if I taught you how to use your iPhone, then I don't have to babysit you. You know how to do it and you'll become creative.
Yeah.
So it's the same way. I just want to show you the tools and then show you how to use them. And then set you free, you know,
Wow.
let you fly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I
Amazing.
know.
You know.
Yeah. I
Thank
think.
you. No.
Yeah. It's like it is
It's
nice
a-
to know. This was amazing. Like
it-
so much. I didn't know about all this, and I think all our viewers and listeners must have gotten so much out of it today, and I'm very,
you.
very happy to have you here
Thank you.
because you never know, I'll be there one day.
Absolutely, you know, you're more than welcome, you know,
Yeah.
anybody looking for any help, we're there for
Yeah.
you, we're within the community, you know, we want to be able to, we believe we've got amazing people in our community. That market is just not being tapped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so we're here to say, hey, we're here to work with you,
Do-
help you, develop you, because we're equally as smart, if not smarter, than the general public out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I challenge each one of you to tap into your market, do what you need to do.
Mhm.
If you need our help, we're here for you. Let's go.
Nice.
Very nice, very
Really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Vinod.
much for having me. I
No.
hope I can come and visit with you again.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
You know, in
Yeah.
May again. Why don't
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely, just before May,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
please do.
And please, we'd love for you to attend the event
Yeah,
also.
Or
inshallah.
maybe you can bring one of the like, speaker or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The
I think
person.
It will be our
they
pleasure.
can,
It will be our pleasure.
Or we can
Their
have a live
perspective.
1 hour show and we can take some questions.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be phenomenal.
I
I
think
think
we'll do
that's
this
Yeah.
right.
this
Yeah, I
time.
think so. Yeah, I think now we know exactly
Yeah.
how it works, and then we can have.
Absolutely, I can bring a
whole
couple of
platform
speakers here, and
yeah.
then you can have,
Yeah.
people can see these young people coming up, and they
Yeah.
can get inspired by
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's
गाइस
actually-
अभी हमें जो है जी संदीप, तारिक खान, सुलेमान पंजवानी, शहजाद पंजवानी, करीम अली, यास्मीन, Jatinder, Anuja, Soil Raja, Bushu, and Sakip, everyone joined us as after.
Thank you everyone for joining us. It was very nice.
And the
of
Zimmi
you.
just went, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
thank you so much.
Thank you so
It was
much.
Thank you
fun.
very much
It was,
for
yeah, it
having
was
me.
an eye opener.
And I thank your viewers, and I always watch your program,
Thank you.
I
Yes,
always
of course.
tap in, I always
Yeah,
tap
we
in.
get going.
I love the information you have, and I appreciate that.
Thank
And
you
we'll
so
do it
much.
again in May, inshallah.
Absolutely,
With your speaker.
absolutely. Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Awesome.
All right, thank you very much. Good night.
Yes.
We'll-
So
we'll
ये था
have a
of
break.
course Meena ji from Get Speakers Now. You can visit getspeakernow.com, or you can visit their Facebook page as well, Get Speaker Now, उनका जो Facebook page है. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we're gonna go live to India, and we'll talk to Mansi Bhardwaj from Indian Idol Season 9. तो मिलते हैं guys, the very little break, and we'll be back.
Do you mind if we take some pictures?
No.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
let's take some pictures.
Alright.
We'll take one of yours.